Start with the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear students of class first year, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you in Pakistan International School TARS virtual learning system. Dear students, I hope you all are doing well and you are fit and fine. Dear students, today we have English lecture number 15 and this is grade first year. And we are going to learn today unit 20, how to take a job interview. Dear students, the last lecture, lecture number 14, we completed the chapter number 17, and then chapter number, unit number 18 and 19, both units are not included according to the FPIAC. And now we have unit 20, how to take a job interview. So we are here. This unit also divided into two lectures, dear students. Unit lecture number 15, this one, and then coming lecture 16. Because here in this chapter we will learn how to take a job interview and what the things are required. So in this lecture we have pages from 176 to 182 from the book, and here is your teacher Sarfraz Nadeem. So let's start the English lecture number 15, and we are learning today the unit 20, how to take a job interview. First of all, we have the pre-reading. Let's see what we have. Here we are, unit 20, dear students, the pre-reading we have, and in pre-reading we have told that what we will be able to learn after the completing of this lesson, analyze passages in the text to identify the theme, a general subject, key idea, central thought, a statement about the general subject and supporting details. Recognize that the theme of a text is carried in a thesis statement. Analyze paragraphs to identify sentences that support the main idea through definition, example, illustration, facts, and quotations. Like recognize that support can be in the form of single word, a phrase, a sentence, or a full paragraph. Identify and recognize the functions of transitional devices used for coherence and cohesion and discussion level. Apply critical thinking to interact with text. Use intensive reading strategies while reading, like scan to answer short questions. Distinguish between what is clearly stated and what is implied. Comprehend, interrupt text by applying critical thinking. Comprehend various job advertisements to write response. All we have in this unit, dear students. This is about the unit, and I told you the unit is divided into two lectures. This is lecture 15 and 16 will be after this. Demonstrate use of appropriate conventions to give a job interview, and questions for a job interview. Formulate and practice, uh, learn proper and conventions of dress, appearance, tone, and body language. Introduce self, demonstrate good listening skills, give appropriate responses using reciprocal ability, request for repetition or restatement of a query, repeat, restate coherently, and clarify own opinions and ideas, support ideas and opinions with solid evidence, use various reference sources to refine vocabulary for interpersonal, academic, workplace situation, including figurative, idiomatic, and technical vocabulary, use in speech and writing all the appropriate transitional devices, comprehend various job advertisements to write in response, and like this. So this is the pre-reading. After the reading, the students will be able to learn these things, dear students. Now let's start our unit, how to take a job interview. Yes, here we are. We have a lesson, and definitely this is before you how to take a job interview. Now, dear students, everyone is well aware that after the completing of his education or her education, he or she both are willing to work with some departments or factories, companies like this. So definitely advertisement coming, and then you are supposed to read or watch that advertisements, and then you are supposed to apply for that job if you are thinking that is suitable for you, and you are going to apply, and that every institution takes right to take interview or test. Few are have given written test and then interview. Few are just taking only interview. This is all about. So here we have just only how to take the job interview. Interview is a vital component of the hiring process. It enables the employer to determine if an applicant's skills, experience, and personality met the job's requirements. Employers conduct different types of job interviews, such as behavioral interviews, case interviews, group interviews, phone and video interviews, online interviews. Interviews use behavioral based interviews. Now, behavioral based means they just take the behavior, how they are talking, what is the personality, attitude, everything. Base behavior interviews to know about the personality trait, behavior, and attitude of the aspiring candidate. The idea is that past behavior predicts how a person will act in the new job. In the in this type of interview, a person won't get many easy yes or no questions, and in most cases, he or she needs to answer with an anecdote about previous experience. Interviews in which the interviewer giving the candidate a job related scenario and asking to manage the situation is called case interview. This type of interviews are most often used for management counseling and enlistment and executive positions and require applicants to show off analytical ability and problem solving skills. Interviews that require to give examples of specific skills are called competency based interviews or job specific interviews. In such interviews, the interviewers will ask questions that will help them determine if a person has the knowledge and skills required for the specific job. Before you go, now here we have told how to give the interview. Before you go on a job interview, it's important to find out as much as you can about not only the job but also the organization. Getting information about employing organization is a critical part of interview preparation. It will help you prepare to answer interview questions about the organization. You will also be able to find out whether the organization and its culture are a good fit for you or not. It takes less than a second for your brain to decide if you like or not that other person you are meeting. It's your appearance that is usually the first reference for people. Needless to say, in a job interview situation, you must be aware of how important it is to quickly make a brilliant first impression. Our clothes and how we perceive ourselves bears a great impact on our confidence. Whether you are hanging out with old friends, meeting new people, or trying to leave a lasting impression on colleagues, the right outfit can be a huge confidence booster. Bright ideas accentuated by a professional look can go a long way, especially in a job interview. It's not about fancy clothes or popular name brands. It's about feeling good about yourself and choosing clothing that reflects your personality. Dear students, are very important that when you are going to interview for an interview, it's not an important that you must have a branded clothes or branded things. No, the thing is that these clothes are supposed to show your personality. It reflects their clothing that reflects your personality. Okay, don't be into trends. Don't make fashion on you, but you decide what you are, what you want to express by the way you dress and the way you live. There is no need for expensive clothes or fancy brands. Looks and appearance aren't everything, but self-expression through fashion will certainly add some fun and sparkle to your life. Probably the single most important advice is dress in a way that says you mean business. Dress smartly for the interview and avoid overdressing that seems as clumsy, disrespectful, cheap, and untidy. Your appearance not only influences your interviewers, now here, so don't make fashion own you, but you decide what you are, what you want to express by the way you dress and the way you live. There is no need for expensive clothes or fancy brands. Looks and appearance aren't everything, but self expression through fashion will certainly add some fun and sparkle to your life. Probably the single most important advice is dress in a way that says you mean business. Dress smartly for the interview and avoid overdressing that seems as clumsy, disrespectful, cheap, and untidy. Your appearance not only influences your interviewer's perception for you, but it also affects how you feel about yourself. Ideally, you have talked to a current employee or looked around the campus and have an understanding of how casual or formal the company is. Then dress slightly above that to show respect. Job interviews are nerve wracking no matter how smart you are, because you are essentially submitting yourself to be judged in half hour by strangers who have the power to control your financial future, who wouldn't be anxious. Yes, definitely. This is a very important point, dear student, that on job interview you are supposed to be there. Someone else and is going to be or will evaluate you, is going to be judge you in half hour by the stranger did how you look like, how you are. The interviewers have already reviewed your resume and know many things about your academic achievements and work experience, if any. So the primary purpose of the interview is to fill in the gaps and assess if you are a good fit or otherwise. Seriously, if you can prove that you are smart, high functioning person, you will pass a major test. Studies show that about 30% of hiring decisions are made within the first 5 minutes, and 5% are made in the first 60 seconds. So you have to look into the part. Considering the importance of your first impression as well as your own nerves in the beginning of the interview, it's a good idea to carefully plan your opening. If you can act the first question, if you can ask the first question, it will build your confidence for the rest of the interviews. One important key to success is self confidence. Dear students, are very important. Self confidence is very important. An important key to self confidence is preparation. And how you will achieve the self confidence? Only by the preparation. If you are well prepared, if you have done everything good, if you have done well homework, then you have a kind confidence. But if you are not well prepared, you didn't do proper things, then I think it would be quite difficult for you to create confidence. Use a firm handshake, smile, make eye contact. Eye contact is very important, dear students. So make eye contact, sit tall and lean and show you are engaged but present in the moment, and really listen rather than think about what you want to say in the future. Moreover, focus on what the hiring manager is saying now and react accordingly. It should be a fluid back and forth conversation and bring a lot of energy. If you are excited about the position, the interviewer will get excited about you. Most interviews start the same way, some small talk and banter, followed by some version of tell me about yourself. This open ended question is a great way for you to take control of your story and start building the case for why you are perfect for this job. You need a plan to tackle the elephant in the room, or else it will eat at your confidence before, during the, and after the interview. Know your perceived weakness, the thing that may raise in an interview's eyebrow, and prepare to address it add on. So, dear students, in these paragraphs, it is told that you have to be well prepared about interviews. You must have a eye contact with your interviewer. If you are excited for the position, then the interviewer will get the excited about you. So it's all about the game of the nerves. Then you will keep your nerves and will not lose your confidence. The things are at your end, at your side. Here, dear students, at the forefront of an interviewer's mind while conducting job interview, job-specific questions are designed to measure the candidate's ability to perform the duties of the job against the skills required to execute the position smoothly and effectively. The type of interview questions are especially important for job where technical knowledge is required or where the company needs an experienced candidate who can do the job from the very first day. Now, dear students, it's all about that when you are in a need of the job, then definitely the company is need a person who can do the job well and help them are in all their conditions. Like in a way that you are here to this type of interview questions are especially important for jobs where technical knowledge is required or where the company needs an experienced candidate who can do the job from the very first day. Job specific interview questions are designed to determine if you have the knowledge and skills needed to perform the job for which you are being considered. When you respond to such types of questions, your goal should be to show that you are the best fit for the job out of all the applicants the employer is interviewing. In addition to hard and fast skills, the employer will also explore whether you have the right mindset for the job and can help achieve the company's goals. It's always important to be prepared to respond effectively to the questions that employers typically ask. Since these questions are so common, the interviews get will expect you to be able to answer them smoothly and without hesitation. You don't need to memorize your answers, but you should think about what you are going to say so that you are not put on the spot. Your responses will be stronger if you prepare in advance. Now, know what to expect during the interview and have a sense of what you want to focus on. Rehearsing is one of the best ways to prepare for a job interview. Rehearsing means you are supposed to be rehearsal, make practice, in other words, for interview, and you are supposed to be that what kind of questions will be asked from you that make you uh, will boost your personality, give you confidence. A mock interview, also known as a practice interview, is a simulation of an actual job interview. It provides job seekers with an opportunity to practice for an interview and receive feedback on their interviewing skills. Typical mock interview is a practice job interview held with a professional career counselor, friends, or family members. A mock interview helps you learn how to answer difficult questions, develop interview strategies, improve your communication skills, and reduce your stress before an actual job interview. If you act on these pragmatic suggestions and strategies, you can be a high flyer. Now, dear students, these all are the advices, these all are the piece help that when you are supposed to be there for interview, that will help you a lot during the interview and during the and mock interview means a practice interview is very important. It can be with your career counselor, professional, friends, family members, or anyone that you are supposed to be very serious and you will consider that he is an interviewer and you are supposed to be set before that and you are just he will ask you questions. This kind of practice interview it will help you a lot in this regard. Now, dear students, we have a word meaning over here. Many words are given that will be easy for you to understand the text. And then we have question answers, and what we have the answers. What is job interview, first of all? Now, how will you describe what is job interview? Is a vital component of the hiring process. It enables the employer to determine if an applicant's skills, experience, and personality meet the job's requirements. Our interviews use behavioral based. Now, describe some types of job interviews and their purposes. Now, what kind of job interviews? Employees conduct different types of job interviews, such as behavioral interviews, case interviews, group interviews, phone and video interviews, online interviews. These are there, and their purposes. What is the purpose of behavioral based interview? To know about the personality trait, behavior, and attitude of the aspiring candidate. This is the idea is that past behavior predicts how a person will act. So these all answers are present. What is the impact of dressing on interview? How can a person keep nerves calm during interviews? So these questions answer are present. You are supposed to write these answers and send to me, and let me check your answers. And next lecture will be, dear students, same about this. Same as I told you that this lecture is divided in two lectures. This chapter, this unit. So remaining of how to take a job interview. What will be the remaining inside of the lesson? If you have a book, you can say the how the advertisements are coming in interview. And first of all, we will learn advertisement, and then we will discuss about the CV resume. You know, CV, curriculum vitae, is a document used when applying for jobs. You are supposed to write your detailed academic details, work experience, all in your abilities and capabilities, skills, summarize your education skills and everything in the CV. So we will definitely will discuss over CV, resume, and even a sample CV will be shown to you. It's on present on book on page number 188, and then there is application and a letter as well and exercise. So we'll discuss later things, inshallah, in the coming lecture. So this is all about, dear students, today's lecture. If you have any query, any problem regarding this, you can ask. Today we learn how to take a job interview, and we have got few tips, few advices about the interview, how to be present before the interviewer, how should be our dress, how should be our clothes and everything, and what about the preparation, confidence, everything we have discussed today. And see you in coming lecture, inshallah. Same will continue. And this is all about today. Thank you for joining, and thank you and goodbye.